Hello, my brothers and sisters, and welcome to another episode of RevHagen's Horrific Cinematic Dissection. As always, I'm your host, RevHagen, and as always, I'd like to welcome our listeners at SCRMradio.com. That's Scream. Radio.com for all your horror and paranormal needs. Now, tonight, my brothers and sisters, we are looking at 2018's Nekrotronic. Directed by, well, let's see here. Directed by Kath Roche Turner and written by Kath Roche Turner and Tristan Roche Turner, and starring Ben O'Toole, Monica Bellucci, from Brotherhood of the Wolf, The Matrix Revolutions, and The Matrix Reloaded, and Milena, probably the most beautiful woman walking planet Earth. And I can say that because I'm single. As well as Carolyn Ford, Tess Harbrick, and David Winheim, known for The Lord of the Rings, both the Twin Towers and Return of the King, as well as 300 and Van Helsing. This movie was a hoot. The basic premise of this movie is there are demons cruising around, and there are necromancers that aren't bad guys like you normally think of necromancers, but they can spot these ghosts and demons and put the demons down. What's happened is Monica's character, who I'm just going to call Monica, I don't care what her character name is because she'll always be Monica to me. She's basically the queen demon, right? That's out there, out and about, or one of them. She's come up with an app on the phone for iPhones and for regular phones that can spot ghosts and then have you hit a button and it sucks the energy of that ghost into the phone, and she can access that energy of the ghost through her mainframe and eat that energy to make her more powerful. What a wacky idea for a movie. This movie's kind of gritty, but there's a lot of comedy in it too. One of the guys in it, who's a ghost for most of the movie, is hilarious. It takes place in Australia, but just a fantastic, really fun movie. The main character in it, who is Ben O'Toole, is this guy who doesn't know he's a necromancer until his buddy gets the app on the phone, and for some reason the feedback hits an implant that he's got in his brain that's been suppressing his necromancer abilities, and shorts it out, and all of a sudden he can see ghosts, he can see demons, he has no idea what's going on. And gets sucked into this world. So you're kind of seeing the world through his eyes, how the world really is according to this movie. Fantastic. It's got some goofy comedy in it. It kind of reminded me of an Australian Ghostbusters if it had a little bit more teeth, for lack of a better term. Not as funny, but not as funny. But just a great flick. I recommend seeing it. You're not going to miss out on one of the greatest movies ever if you miss it, but it's really worth a watch, especially if you've run out of stuff to watch. Again, I can't remember if this movie was on Amazon Prime or Shudder. I think Shudder's only $5.99 on top of your Amazon Prime membership. They've got a lot of old great horror movies, some really great Shudder Originals and Shudder Original series. I feel like I should be getting paid by Shudder because I'm doing all these plugs, but they're really turned out to be a good channel. I was skeptical at the beginning, but they've really made me a believer. So I have no choice. My hands are tied once again. This movie gets 2 decomposing, desiccated thumbs away up. Where, you ask? Well, that's none of my business. Whatever gets you through the night. Loved it. So, thanks for stopping by. As always, again, I'm your host, Reverend Hagen, for Reverend Hagen's Horrific Cinematic Dissection. I'd like to thank, and again and again, our listeners at SCRMradio.com. That's Scream. Radio.com for all your horror and paranormal needs. As always, my brothers and sisters, you keep those heads up. I love you. Stay safe during this madness. Have a great night.